You smell good. Thank you. I just put deodorant on. Bye. Say goodbye. Good morning. Good morning. What? I don't get a good morning? This day was a weird day to be living in a van. Maddie had just left for her mom's house on a mission to sell her car, and so I was left alone once again. If there's one thing I've learned about myself living the van life, it's that I do not do well with transitions. Leaving home is hard, making long drives to new locations is jarring, and going from being with people to being alone again is probably the hardest thing I've had to learn to deal with on the road. There's something about traveling with somebody else. I think my dream van life is a caravan, or at least a few friends every couple of weeks where you sleep in the same place and you do your own thing during the day, but there's a community sense to it and potentially somebody to rely on if something goes wrong. Although that's like the smallest reason that I love the whole caravan thing. You know, dealing with heat waves while you're living in a van is another type of struggle. Finn is booking it to the river. He knows exactly where it is. And I know Finn. Oh God, I gotta go with him. Run!
Caught behind the Venetian blind, out of reach for the city lights. This ain't where I belong. Hey, look at me, mama.
Although I was dealing with some emotional emotions, this time alone on the road felt so different. This time, my solo journey had an end date. Not only was Maddie going to be joining me again in 2 weeks to head east, but my mom was also on her way to see me in a week. So, for once, I was actually able to lean into my alone time without the fear of being alone indefinitely. I'm kind of having a hard time getting myself to finish this book because there is no third, and it's a trilogy. And I know that I'm going to be left with so many questions, and it's doubtful that we'll ever get a third book, which is just not... I want to finish it, but I also don't want to have to deal with all the questions I'm going to have. It was a silence of 3 parts, and the third silence was a lack of pen on paper in Patrick Rothfuss's office, I guess. After a few hours by the river, Finn and I headed back towards the van, desperate to escape the midday heat. Sometimes when you're living in a van, the only thing to do is to bite out the heat or run from the heat. And currently this heat wave, I was gonna say stroke, this heat wave is everywhere right now. And I'm in the mountains. This is like probably the coolest that I'll be able to find unless I go to the coast. And I can't afford that. So instead, I'm biting out this heat wave. That means finding a parking spot underneath dozens of trees so that I can at least be in shade with some service so that I can kind of veg out and wait until the sun starts to go down. Maybe I should go. If there was a place to park by the coast, I 100% would be going to the coast. I don't know why I'm doing this. We found another dispersed Forest Service campground. I'm actually very surprised that I was able to get a spot, and a spot on the river at that. Speaking of which, it's moments like these where living in a van just feels like a ridiculous dream. Phineas is what's going on here? Come here. Finn, come here. Come on. Come here. He got into something. If it weren't for those of you who comment and like and come back every week, if it weren't for you guys, I wouldn't be here. I would be working as a server somewhere, either saving money to get back on the road or selling the van to go back to college, to try to get an actual big girl job, to be able to maybe eventually get a remote income and then come back to the road in a couple of years. But I sure as hell would not still be in a van. And there'd be no way in hell that this lifestyle would be feasible long term. And in moments like these, I just have to sit here and wonder why. Why did I get so lucky? I've been really emotional lately, but in a good way. I have a feeling that this is the start to a very, very important chapter in my life. And it feels good and scary and intimidating, but overall, really good. I'm gonna go back to reading now. Let's do knives. Whoa. Knives. Where's my other fork? Did I seriously already lose a fork? Fork me. No, that's crude. I don't know. Every single time that I try to film a video, I don't know what I'm trying to do. And all my footage just ends up being like this. So, fun fact, 2 nights ago, I was chilling with Maddie. Actually, no, I was chilling in my van by my lonesome. It was like 11:30 at night, and I realized that my doors weren't locked. And if I'm being completely honest, sometimes I forget to lock my doors. Not often, and I've set an alarm to remind myself from now on to lock my doors because I realized that I've heard multiple stories about bears breaking into vans in Tahoe. Here I am by a river in a meadow that I'm pretty sure a bear probably meanders in or near with my doors unlocked. The sun has set. The day has come to an end. For some reason, I have a very strange urge to sing a lullaby. I'm not going to do that though. I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for being here. YouTube is such a weird thing. Every single day I wake up and think, is this real life or is this a dream? Every single Sunday when I press the record or the publish button, my heart just drops out of my chest, and for the first 2 hours of my video being out, I kind of have a little freak out. And I don't know if that'll ever go away. I feel 2 different types of ways about my videos. One, when I'm recording them, I feel like I'm just alone in my van, in my own thoughts, and I can be free with my words. I can laugh, I can joke, I can be awkward if I want to be, and there's no weirdness in it because it's just me and this metal thing in front of me hanging out. And then once I finish editing my video, which has become a little bit more difficult as of late because I'm sick of seeing myself talk, every single time that my video gets published, it feels like, the only way that I can describe it, feels like one of those dreams where you're just walking through school, high school, all of a sudden naked, and you're just super, super vulnerable, and every single part of you that you never meant to show to anybody is showing, and that's how it feels. Yeah, it's something that I've actually quite enjoyed working through with myself, even though every single week, every single Sunday, I just am beside myself with, maybe it's being anxious, I don't even know. I don't have the words, but either way, I'm just happy to be pushing myself out of my comfort zone because everything, what's the quote? There's a quote. Good morning, everybody. I'm out of breath, not because I'm actually exhausted, but because I'm super nervous. And you're gonna probably laugh when I tell you what the heck I'm nervous about. I'm nervous because my mom is coming to visit me. Yes, my mother, Mama Alice. I'm not nervous for any bad reason. I just am I think ever since the pandemic, my stomach just gets in knots. Every single time I have any type of obligation, shouldn't be drinking coffee, but I am because this is my normal everyday thing. And now I'm gonna sit here and probably do nothing on my phone for the next hour and a half. Do I have enough time to go do something? Yes. But does my brain feel like I have enough time to do anything? Abso-freaking-lutely not. This is the most beautiful dog in the world. I have to show you guys. If I ever got a second dog, it would look like this little Bubba. Benny, you want a brother? No? You do not look like a grandma. So we're currently off-roading and my mom is in a really small red car and I'm really hoping that I'm hitting all the right parts of the road, but I don't know the last time that she's ever off-roaded, and so this makes me nervous knowing what could be going through her head. How did you like off-roading?
It was fun. Dad said I couldn't do it. Now I did it. Okay, that's the best meadow I've seen in many years.
Yes, and we can set up your tent and then go to the river. Okay. So how do you feel about me living in a van?
Okay, how do I feel about you living in a van? So proud of you. I am so intrigued by your ability to just think ahead and have hope and faith in yourself and do what you want to do and make things happen the way they're supposed to.
Remember when you didn't want me to live in a van?
No.
You were
Was there a
super
time?
anti.
No.
Dad was worried that I would be bored. You were worried for my safety.
Okay, that's fair. I still am worried for your safety.
Yes.
But the bottom line, Mariah, is that I am just so proud of you for following your dreams, because I never did like that. Mm-hmm. And look what it's doing.
I'm taller.
No. We're about the same.
No, you're like 5'1". I'm like 5'3" and a half.
I'm 5'3" and a half.
Are you lying? You're definitely shorter than me.
I'm 5'3" and a half, so you must be 5'4".
Am I 5'4"? Oh, hi. Hello everybody, I'm just sitting here in my brand new bed. Oh, I just dropped my blueberries everywhere, but I have blueberries and strawberries, and I'm kind of chowing down and enjoying the fancy foods that I get to eat when my mom's around. I haven't bought fruit in like years, honestly, other than bananas. My mom and I had a really good day. I'm really happy that I got to see her on her first day of her trip. My mom is on a trip right now, probably 2 or 3 weeks, I think. She's going to go to Colorado and visit my brother. I'm really proud of my mom. My mom was a solo traveler once upon a time. There was a few times when my mom and I went on a couple trips in the Prius and we went and got some KOAs and had some good times together. But overall, the last, 4 years? Has it been 4 years since I went to high school? It has been. It really has been. Wow. 2021, 2017. Shoot. For the last 4 years, my mom hasn't been traveling, and I haven't really thought that much of it, if I'm being completely honest. But now that she is traveling, it's kind of like making me realize, oh, she wasn't traveling. I don't know. Being an adult seems really stinking hard. Having an empty nest, going through that seems really hard. Not that she's going through that, but I can only imagine like how much you have to deal with. What I'm trying to say is I'm just proud of my mom. I'm proud of her for taking on this solo trip. I'm really excited for tomorrow, mostly because we're going to get a hotel. And I haven't really thought even for a second of needing a hotel or anything. But the minute that the words came out of my mom's mouth, she was like, we can get a hotel. And I was like, oh, yes, I want a bath so bad. So yeah, I'm really excited for tomorrow. And I'm really happy and grateful for my mom for spoiling me with fruit. Good night.